2 or 3 people that actually qualify where you can actually solve being with that. And this, three good choices is not really easy to pick from. Like, how do you choose the best? Therefore, you can make your easier by just focusing on one person. And if that person don't have it, they don't have it. Then you can just move on to the next one. What up, Daryl? Again, for me, some of it I was conditioned, but some of it actually came because it was just who I was. Like, I don't see me if I'm dating somebody and I'm trying to get to know somebody. I don't see me trying to date or talk to 5 different people. It's just not possible. I can't focus. I mean, I'm not gonna make myself look like no fool, no clown. Jumping through hoops and stuff. Like, don't get me wrong. I like to be athletic and active. I like to, I guess you could say, run a sex marathon or sex Olympics. But guess what? My energy, my dedication, the effort I would put in, I can't do that with 3, 4, 5 different people. I can only be my all for one person. I'm not even talking about having feelings or falling in love or shit like that. I'm really just talking about just the general basic stuff before we even get to those stages. Um, Again, I stated from one of my past experiences that somebody actually tried to talk to me, and meanwhile, one thing I was thankful for was that they were honest. They were honest to tell me like, hey, like, yo, I'm talking to, like, 3 or 4 other heads, like, da 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 da. They let me know what the deal was. I definitely agree with you, Randy. Yes, it definitely depends. Um, but I had to decline that. As bad as I was, interested in this individual that showed interest in me, I just wasn't interested in the fact that, like, okay, if you're not going to lead those people and try to kick it with me like that, then there's no reason for me to try to be the fifth or sixth wheel. Like, I don't believe in that. I mean, call it selfish, call it, what's the word, possessive. I, that's just not how Rockman rolls. But yeah, let me finish where I left off. Okay. Being humble is a man's man personal trait, meaning and not everybody who's a man's man or a lady's man come, with humility. They might come with other qualities that's just as good that, stand toe to toe with what coincides with a man's man or a lady's man. A man's man does whatever he thinks makes himself a good person that he can be proud of, and others are proud of him as well as for making that choice. Hey, what's going on, Veronica? Um, well, basically, when you hold on to those good qualities, when you hold on to very good qualities for you just being an individual, being an outstanding individual, human being, male or female, you tend to draw certain people in who are looking for those qualities because that's pretty much what they want to make. And again, I would say this: it really depends on the individual. Just like every relationship can't be defined because it's between 2 people who they made the rules for that particular institution. What up, Jonathan? Yeah. So basically, like I said, my opinion, I don't know what to call a female who would be something for men or women. I guess one of these days I might have to come up with something that may define that. But again, the subject, the topic is a man's man, a lady's man, and self control in a relationship and or while you're dating. Um, for me, a man's man is somebody who knows how to read your algorithm, your particular faction of what makes you an individual and stand out against amongst other people. And they know how to smooth things over to talk in the sense of, being something that you would be driven to focus on them or want them to be a choice for you. And hopefully, if they have those qualities, what are you doing to make him be? He's already a choice for you, but what are you doing to make it so that you could be his choice, so that he can feed you and provide you with those qualities that he possesses? You know, I take my time to try to think about it. Like, I know, again, I'm not trying to put this spotlight on me. I can only talk about me because I can't speak for anybody else. I can only speak for myself. Um, it would be nice if certain individuals came with, I want to say putting all their cards on the table, but basically in the foundational period, when you're trying to build and establish and build a foundation, I believe it's crucial to put certain things out there so that you could build a proper foundation without, again, it falling to the wayside or it's just going to the pits. So, how do you do that? And like I said, integrity goes a long way. People, I know in our society, in our community, there's not a lot of that going around. But yet, most people stop on the looks. They see what they see. They see a pretty face. They see a nice body. They see assets, or they might see you got materials, you got money, you got you got popularity. But those aren't the right reasons to be with somebody. If you decided want to be with somebody, be with them for the right reasons. And if you do it and show that it's for the right reasons, all those other reasons, or what they say, perks or assets they may have, then you get that, I guess, have bragging rights or something, or you get to say, hey, look, this is for me. I work for it. You put the time in so that that person would want to provide and give that to you freely. Don't trick somebody to be something that eventually in time the truth will come out and they'll figure out. Especially if you're a strong person, strong people could get fooled or, led, to somebody else's selfishness. But then if they're strong enough, they'll know the difference and they'll know how to say, hey, look, wow, Randy, you got a lot. Definitely. So tell me what's your definition, Randy. I want to know what your definition of what's a man's man or a lady's man. Do you consider yourself a man's man or a ladies' man? The only reason why I keep throwing ladies' man in there, even though we're talking about, LGBTQ and same gender loving. Same gender loving still has bisexual men, and bisexual men still deal with women. And
somebody asked you the question.
oh no, I'm just put it there. But Randy said something about the mindsets and the mentality of certain people. Yes, and it all coincides with that individual of the mindset and the mentality as to are they real or not? Basically, that's what it boils down to. Are you really a waste of time? Are you worth the investment or not? I find it crucial that even in the beginning phases when you start to learn and know somebody, if that individual is not trying to match you on the basics, and I'm talking about the basics, which is easy. Like everybody should have manners and know how to be respectful toward people in the time. And if you can't even give that particular, thank you, Randy. Thank you, man. If you can't compensate somebody for their time, what up, Andre? For what it is and what they invest, whether they have the interest in you or you have the interest in them. If you don't have what's right, again, I hate using this because it sounds a little crude, but just the best way I can speak, and I prefer this language or this analogy, especially when dealing with women. If they say, bad bitches ain't cheap, you better pass them if you're broke. That's just my definition, my way of saying that. If you don't have bad bitches ain't cheap, you better pass them if you're broke.
You made it up?
No, I actually heard it from a song. But that's my way. What up, Duquan? That's just my way of saying that if you don't have the quality and the credentials to get that individual, stop wasting that person's time and let that be for somebody else who could actually work towards getting that individual. Because I seen a female one time, and she was a bad bitch, and to me, she was that person who this definition was really made for. And she said it. She got online one time. I can't remember if I seen her on Instagram or Facebook, but she's like, I swear, if another man come to me and he has this potential, he's this, needs that, and he is on some shit, and I find out that he's full of shit, she's like, I'm going to scream and I'm going to kill niggas. Like, I mean, I don't think she was serious about it, but I understand the conviction, the passion, the voice of how she felt. That's her way of saying, like, please, like, don't waste my time. Like, hey, look, we all want somebody that's attractive. I get that. But does that mean you will qualify for that attractive person?
We had that discussion last time.
To a degree, yes. And it's funny that you kind of brought that up. And again, I think I found a better way to explain it, and I'm going to talk about myself. I know that other people don't think like me, but I'm not expressing them to think like that. But I'm saying that we all have that in us to know what we can do versus what we can't do. I know I could go to somebody's house and pet their cat and not have to worry about the cat jumping or attacking me. But then if I see a tiger or a lion, why would I go and try to pet and be friendly with them? That's a wild animal that could kill me.
To go find that in someone's house.
No. But the fact, the analogy is that there's still two cats. It's just that one's a big cat, one is a house cat, which is domesticated.
And Tiffany's waving at you over here.
What up?
Hi, Tiffany.
What up, Kieran? What up, Joanne? Oh, Joanne! Wow, I haven't seen this. Wow, how are your sisters? How's Tanya and Tiziana? I haven't seen y'all since. Wow. Who you said wave?
I think Tiffany was waving over. I think I saw her pop up over here.
On Annie Lee, right? I didn't see no Tiffany.
Okay.
All right, but yeah, oh yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I learned this. Like I said, I wanted to tell you this, DNA, that
Yes.
I learned this tactic from dealing with women. I learned when a female is interested in you and you trying to talk to her and she wants to listen to what you want to say versus, oh, wish he go away, he's wasting my time. Like, I don't want to hear anything he has to say. And it's all about, remember I said body language. Sometimes body language could tell. If you talk to a female and she's like this, that means she doesn't want to talk and she's not listening to anything I have to say. Why would I want to waste my time engaging and saying something to somebody that they don't want to receive?
So you're using the heterosexual.
But basically,
you're using the heterosexual. I'm just trying to figure out what to say. Heterosexual rules and regulations and
no, there isn't no rules.
Body language.
I call it universal language because body language is something we all follow, whether we're men or women or in any kind of sexual orientation. We all would know.
So a dude like yourself would be that rude. Not. I mean, I know. No disrespect to my feminine brothers, but I know feminine brothers have a lot of tendencies of women where they act like women. But a masculine guy like yourself would have that same type of rude tendency as a woman would, like you just explained earlier.
Yeah, some guys still do. Some heterosexual men do it to women if women approach them.
Let's keep it same thing because I'm not no expert in that.
But basically, I'm just saying this. Like basically, it's just human nature. Period. Whether we're men or women. That's why I'm trying to put the general thing that it's a universal thing. So whether we're a man trying to talk to another man, a man trying to talk to a woman, or a woman trying to talk to a man, it still equals the same thing. Does that individual want to talk to you?
So someone that's your type, you wouldn't throw that type of body language, that negative body language at them, would you?
It depends on how they approach and or if they just somebody who I'm just not attracted to.
No, they're your type. So is the approach important, even though they're your type?
Yeah, because I don't want you to approach me thinking that you could run this game with anybody else and they'll go for it, but with me, it doesn't work that way.
I suppose it's just a friendly man-to-man.
It usually doesn't. General stuff, yes, but remember when we talked about this the last time, I was trying to tell you basically like if you're approaching for sex, that's a different story. Now, if you're approaching just to say, hey, just have a conversation, there's nothing wrong with a conversation. I could have a conversation with you all day. But if you're talking to me in the sense that you're trying to get me to come home with you or possibly date or, X, Y, and Z, then, yeah, I believe you got to learn how to approach somebody. If you really want to be successful and get what you want, you got to learn how to approach that person or that individual based on who that individual is and not based on, because you talk to this girl, you talk to this dude this day. You think you're going to talk to me the same way you talk to these dudes, and you're sadly mistaken because I'm not like them.
So these are Rock's rules of dating.
I'm gonna call them my rules. It's just proper etiquette. I follow this guideline basically. Even if I wanted to talk to somebody, if I'm the one who wants to approach, I gotta deal with the fact: who is this individual? What does it take to get to them? And would they be receptive to my particular type of person?
Well, suppose that just first the conversation starts out two dudes, nothing sexual, and then later on, a half hour within the conversation, an hour within the conversation, they then throw you some type of hints. Like now, when you guys laugh, his hand is now on your knee or your, you know what I'm saying, or your thigh. He slaps you, but he holds you on the back while he's laughing, and you guys are pounding each other. You know what I'm saying? So you can just tell that it's like a friendly type thing. So is that still etiquette or something you said earlier?
Well, again, like I said, It depends on the person. Some people have.
But the person is your type, and you both like each other mutually. That's it.
If we find each other attractive, we
Yes.
would mutually find a common ground where we can exist and feel comfortable around each other. So if we do kind of do something or some kind of body, chemistry might happen, it's on respectful levels mutually. There's no like I'll use you as an example. I never explored that particular avenue with you, but I would try to go about it in a way where hopefully you would be comfortable with it. And you'd be like, you know what, I can allow this without overstepping any boundaries because I can't read your mind. But then I'm not going to go about it and try to be like, oh, I'm going to touch him here and do this because I feel like I can. What if that's not the right place to touch you at? And you might take offense. That might ruin my chances of actually getting what I want from you.
But they're not touching you they're not touching you in your private parts. They might just sort of like, I don't know.
It's not what you do, it's how you do it. It's how you do it. Some people, again, this is why I said what I said too. Some people just totally throw that out the thing. And again, this is something universal. I believe that we know without talking about it. It's known. It's in there. Like I would know just to go up and slap somebody in the face that before you decide to go crazy or want to slap me back. Like I don't have to do that to know that you don't want that.
Your analogies are always in third base.
No, but again, it's about knowing about you would know the do's and don't do's, and my point is, I feel like people ignore some of the basic stuff because they have these agendas that I want to do what I want to do, and I want to get a good review about me doing this, even though I don't have the right to do it, and I know I didn't work up to that level to do it. So therefore, it's really about selfishness. So at the end of the day, do you really want to be with somebody who wants to be selfish about what they want from you, and you have no say so? Like even a little kid could say, "Hey, I don't like this person. I don't want him to pick me up," and stuff like that. Or a little kid, without knowing adult situation, might kick or punch because, "Hey, I don't want you touching me and picking me up," and they can tell you that, and you don't listen. So what's the next thing to do when somebody doesn't listen to your wishes about what you want when it comes to you or your body? Again, like I said, but back to the drawing board, whether it's a male or female, I would know usually about what imagine. I would know usually if that person wants to talk or engage, or if I'm annoying to them. I know, trust me, I know when I'm annoying to people. The minute I'm annoying to people, something in me clicks that says I don't want to talk to this person anymore because this person doesn't want anything to do with me or want anything that I'm trying to bring to them. So I'm wasting my time.
So okay, has it been a situation where you like the person and you're doing all these hints and they're basically not picking up on the hints?
No, once I do one or two hints and I see, and I throw really good, easy hints, and I won't even say hints. I had no problem being direct and bold. Like, wow, I like you. I'm digging your style. You're looking good. I don't mind saying and stuff like that. But the minute I see whatever I'm giving you is not, it's like, and meanwhile I'm talking to you, but you're looking over here.
Well, suppose they're not doing that obvious ignoring you. They just don't pick up. Have you rephrase the question. Have you ever been in a situation where you missed out on a situation where somebody was like talking to you and they're giving you, they're not slapping you on the butt, they're not grabbing your dick, they're just giving you certain types of body touching, and it's like, is this person supposed to be straight? They're doing a lot of touchy, feely. You know, in a situation like that?
Only for bold people who just don't care if the feeling's mutual.
So have you ever been in a situation like that? I've been in situations where I'm talking to quote unquote a straight person and they get pretty comfortable and touchy feeling going, isn't this person straight? All this touching and feeling, and it's like, you don't want to be rude because the person's fine as wine, and it's like, well, they try to send me signals, but they're supposed to be straight, so I don't want to read the wrong signals, I mean, they're supposed to be straight, so I'm not going to make no move, but it's quite touchy, touchy. You've never been in a situation like that? I've been in quite a few. I'm going, okay, no, I'm gay. Why they doing all this?
No, some people talk like that. And genuinely.
You don't want to take the wrong way and make the wrong move. You know what I'm saying? You say, okay. They it's just friendly. It's just touchy-feely, and you don't
No,
take it
I
personally.
draw a line like, well, okay, like you said, I'll go to the laugh thing you say. There's no reason why we give you a laugh like, oh, ha 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 ha, and all of a sudden you fall down and you rub me down like as if you pat me down, but it's an accident. I don't buy that. That was no accident. I actually cleared that was deliberately. And I'm like, wow, this person went that way. Look, if I want to touch or grab something, I'm the type of person I'll do it if I want to.
Okay. Well, same situation now. Have you ever been in a situation where you did like 25 smacking of the you clap? They want you to give them a pound. It's like after every phrase they want a pound. It's like, okay, we done did like 10 pounds already. 20 pounds. You want another pound? You never been in a situation like that?
No, you're like
it's quite touchy-feely.
It was probably eating you alive. I'm sure if you've been in that situation, because you're the type of person, somebody's doing that, you're like, oh, like when are we gonna get naked? Like,
I'm saying that. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying, this person is quite touchy-feely, but maybe that's just how they are.
Yes.
And I don't want to read that.
No, don't read into it too much.
Thank you.
No, because usually if it was that and they was trying to initiate something, you would definitely know. Yeah. Other than that, then like, why are they doing that? Like you said, they know that you're gay. So like,
you're quite touchy-feely. Do I supposed to like, okay, like the person saying, okay, I done did several things now to open the door. Why aren't you now?
Because
let me in.
Listen, okay, now you said I did have a story like that, but they weren't touchy-feely. They were more like they were trying to seclude me to get alone because they were interested, and I saw it. Mind you, this is the younger me. I didn't have the experience I have today. But if I knew what I knew now, I would have did it like 20 times over. But like we was chilling. Mind you, I didn't know this person from a can of paint. I didn't met him at a party. Probably he was straight, and we had a couple drinks, and he must have liked my swagger, the way I handle myself. This motherfucker was sitting next to me trying to pour his drink in my drink so he could get me fucked up and stuff. Then we seen this little heavyset girl. She came around and she was interested. I don't know if she was more interested in me or him, but she's like, yo, like she. And then he saw she was talking to me. He's like, yo, what did she say? Da, 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 da. So I told him some of the things she said, and he was like, yo, let's go upstairs and fuck it. Like, my boy will let us use the crib. It could just be us. I'm like saying, like,
was it a house party?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm like saying, like, why is this nigga trying to get me to go upstairs to fuck this bitch? Like, you could go fuck her by yourself. like, nah. First of all, I don't mind thick females, but she wasn't the right kind of thickness for me to want to go and like, yo, I could sling some dick.
But he was your type, but she was not.
Yeah.
So why did you say, well, why do we need her?
Well, I was younger. I didn't know that. I wasn't wise. I was still a young boy. I wasn't. I didn't get my grown man intuition. None of that shit. I was just, and but I was smart enough to know. I'm saying like certain things, but I just knew that like.
Why you want to invite me upstairs?
Yeah, I knew what it was. I knew what time it was, and I was like, wow, he chose a roundabout way to try to, because he didn't want to directly say it, and not just that, because I didn't give him the vibe where I looked like. And mind you, he didn't know about me. He knew that somebody invited me, and based on what I know from the history, that if you knew that person knew you, but then he probably thought I was in the same boat as him. But then that's what happens when you have the power of assuming, when you assume things. What will make you think if you have tendencies, you was hanging around somebody who was obvious, and he invited other people to his party that could have been obvious. Mind you, I would say vast majority of people there were heterosexual. But with somebody like me there,
they didn't walk around with signs, did they?
No, but there's that ugly word, assuming again. Let's just say this. Usually, I'm not saying I can't be wrong. I always leave room to be wrong. But when it comes to attractions, usually the men or the dudes who I tend to be attracted to, especially if they kind of look heterosexual like me, they I can usually tell if there's a possibility that there's a chance versus there's no chance at all, because I look at it like this way. And if there is no chance at all, it's either one of two things. Either I'm just not his type, or he's really just not with it. He's heterosexual. And I fought for those particular types of guys. So therefore, if I see like, yo, I want to talk to this dude, if the enthusiasm for me wanting to talk to him drops down to zero and I don't want to talk to him no more, he's just an attractive person, but I would never go talk to him, I already know the answer.
Have you ever been, I'm not going to make it too personal, so just give me a roundabout answer. Have you ever been to a comfort zone party where most of the clientele are masculine men, but you know that they're at this private event for a particular reason. They're at the comfort zone for a reason. There's no titties in the comfort zone. So you're at the comfort zone, 90% of the guys are masculine. You wouldn't even think they were, you would think it was a titty bar. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You would think it was a sports bar, but they come to this special event run by some businessmen.
What up, Manny? What up, Nico?
And you're talking about in terms of the party you were at, everybody was quote unquote heterosexual according to your assumption, right?
What up, Bernice? Mm-hmm.
So now you're at the comfort zone, and 90% of the guys, 95% of the guys are heterosexual looking, straight looking, and what is my question? I don't know what the question is. I was just going back to your assumption that you're at this party, everyone is looking like they're straight.
Well, if they're there, I mean, because I've been to sex parties back in the day.
That's the question I have. No,
Yeah.
finish your thought.
I've been to sex parties, and of course, our beloved comfort zone.
It was not a sex party. It was called,
No, but I'm throwing it in there because sex could happen there.
It was called an underwear party. You come in your, you don't come in your, you don't come in your underwear. You party in your underwear. So it's an underwear party. There's no rule that you have to have sex.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
but that
comfortability.
But it's facilitated.
What's the word? Comfortability.
Comfortability.
Yes, for comfortability purposes, we suggest you walk around in your underwear. That was the attire.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like it's a sex party. So let's not get twisted.
Yeah.
We don't do sex parties. We do underwear parties.
But anywho, if they're there and they're walking halfway naked, then there's no other way around it. Like you know what time it is. You know what time it is. Like no straight man is gonna be walking around unless you're in a gym or a locker room or you're a part of a sports team. Ain't no guy gonna walk around another guy in that position, especially in public. Like no.
So it's okay. I'm glad you said that. It's like a gym, right? So the shower, the locker rooms, they're walking around in their underwear, quote unquote, right? Or they're walking around in their towel, butt naked. So it's a similar situation at the comfort zone. But just because you're at Planet Fitness or New York Sports Club, whatever the places are called, there's no reason to think that sex is going to take place. It's just that they're walking around in their towels. I don't like the towels. They're walking around in their underwear, period.
But again, you go into a facility where that can happen. I'm not saying that it can't happen in the gym either, but it's less likely to want to happen in the gym. I mean, people just do what they want to do at any given time. People have sex in parks. They have sex on the rooftops. Yeah, on the staircases. I've seen it. I walked in with somebody on the staircase. I was like, damn.
You kept walking?
Well, I mean, I didn't want to be rude into it. If I wasn't going to join and be a part of it.
Or what?
They kind of did, but then well, they wasn't expecting nobody to just show up, and I just happened to be there. I didn't give them enough time to get decent. So I saw them like knee deep up in it. I'm like,
and how long did you walk? How long did it? 30 seconds, 10 seconds, 5 seconds?
It was like maybe 10 or 11 seconds because I was coming down the stairs.
And were you looking, or
listen, you got naked people in front of me. I don't care, male or female. If you naked in front of me, I'm looking. I mean, I'm not like this. I'm not doing none of that and stuff. But I mean, in my head, I'm processing. I'm like.
Yeah, join it.
My eyes are like taking pictures. I'm like, because I love to see naked people. Shit, I'm not gonna sit there. I'm a freak. I like naked bodies.
Who doesn't, right? Well,
not everybody naked body.
Well, not all naked bodies, right? Yeah, they have a certain physique, right, or something like that.
Something that's appealing. Again,
exactly.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
That's why I go back to you now. Thank you. I'm glad you said that. It's back to your original point you were making about how dare you talk to that cutie when you're not cute. You didn't say that, but if you were saying, you're not qualified to speak to that individual.
No, I wouldn't tell them that.
You had said that. You said the person. You're not qualified to talk to that individual.
That's me being that inner voice in your head, like I'm you saying.
You didn't say that?
Huh?
You didn't say that?
No, that's kind of how I tried to word it. That I'm not like pointing to them and telling them, "Oh, you don't talk to her because you don't qualify to talk to her."
That's how it came out when you said it earlier.
All right, well, let me reiterate and correct that. I'm that voice in your head that says to yourself, whoever the individual is, "Hey, look, I know that she's like this, so damn, I see the way she moved, da da da. You process, and this is what you process in your head, like, wow, I shouldn't talk to her. And like I said, that's me just being that voice in your head saying to yourself.
Is your subconscious talking?
Yeah, basically like bad bitches ain't cheap. You're the pastor, you broke. Like I can't keep.
But don't let a record define your life.
I didn't. It's not about defining the life. It's about the same. It's not about me saying it to myself. I'm only saying it because I heard those words and I said, wow, that makes sense. If I don't qualify to talk to somebody regardless, and it's not about money, I just use that as an analogy to help you say that. Basically, if you're Steve Urkel, how could you talk to whatever her name was that he found attractive? Like she wanted. Basically, like think about what it offers. First of all, physically, can you talk to her? Do you have the confidence to talk to her? Maybe she wants something that you don't possess.
So you're Urkel, and you can't talk to Beyonce. You're talking to in your brain. You're saying this to yourself. In yourself, your subconsciousness. You're saying something like that. Oh, I can't talk.
Because here's my point. 9 out of 10, I already observed and watched her. I watched her move. She reacted. I might even seen her interact with other people.
But she didn't interact with you. She didn't throw you no negative vibes.
No, how do you know? No, I'm not assuming. I do my homework. I pay attention. I study. I watch. 30
seconds.
There's a lot. You have no idea how fast my process is when it comes to the laws of attraction. Anybody who I feel I'm attracted to, I want to make sure that if I approach, you want to listen to what I have to say. If not, I'm not going to waste my time. Other than that, in my head, you're just an attractive person, and I'm just going to find another attractive person that might equal what I seen within you in person A, and I couldn't have person A. Well, guess what? Person B and C might have an approachable atmosphere that they might actually want to listen to what I have to say. So guess what? I'm going to talk to person B and C because they're receptive to wanting to hear what I have to say.
On that point, the number down here is 917-727-8020. That's 917-727-8020. You can join in on the conversation. Did I read that right?
Yep.
You can join us in on the conversation. I wrote down here circle jerk and more. We never got your website up and running. I mean,
the chat room must have been against us and didn't want to,
Well, we'll play with it later on and test it out when we're all here. So.
But it's about chemistry. Like I said, you would know. Think about when you're playing sports. Like, you would know your limits about what you can do versus what you can't do. And granted,
well, in my youth, there was never what I couldn't do. It was like if I pointed to center field, that's where the ball was going to go.
And wrestling, the wrestling coach never put you to wrestle somebody that was in a different weight class because you can't. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's something like that. You would know yourself. You would know, and it's not saying something wrong that you can't find people attractive. I'm not saying that. Because
I think society say, oh, you can't be 50 and talk to a 25-year-old. Society put these weird limitations on dating, dating and whatever else is out there. You know what I'm saying? Society does that. If I'm 70, 50, 60, and I do something cute at 25, hey.
I don't listen to what society says. I just say that I think it's a universal thing that we all have it. That voice says it to us, but some of us choose to ignore that voice.
Good. If it doesn't talk to you out loud, ignore it.
But then here's why ignore it? That's yourself talking to yourself that hey, I don't qualify for that. And that's not saying that like there's I have never ever in my life said that about myself. I've never said I don't qualify for that. No, you let your brain talk to you like that? You say I don't qualify? I'm good at reading energy, whether it's for myself or dealing with people. And it's not saying that this person came up to me and told me. In fact, I'm gonna tell you something. I was having a conversation with myself to a girl that I actually wanted to approach, and I happened to have that conversation loud. I was like, nah. Nah, I'm not gonna waste my time because she's not gonna, I wouldn't get a favorable response. She's like, and she actually knew, and I think she knew I was contemplating on trying to spit game to her. And she's like, damn, nigga, I ain't. But then she said to me, she's like, damn, nigga, I didn't say yes. I was like, wow. So I was right about that. If I would have did that, I would have wasted my time, and she would have gave me that same response. But
5 seconds. No, I'm with somebody. Okay, go on to the next person.
No, I didn't say that. I was talking about as far as I don't want to talk to you. I don't find you interesting. You're not my type.
I'm sure they didn't say all that.
I didn't say that. I didn't say
no one says all that.
The vibe says it.
But see, this is your self. I'm not no psychologist or whatever the case is, but you're letting this inner voice stop you from taking that next step.
Listen, you just proved my point with what you said. It's not about that. If you was to stand face to face in front of a bear, what would your feelings feel right
I'm not
now?
gonna be near no bear. I'm gonna be near a cutie, not a bear.
What if
a nice cute black?
I'm not talking. I'm talking about the animal bear.
A nice cute black young man. I wouldn't be near no bear.
I'm not talking about the gay man bear. I'm talking about a bear, a wild animal that could cut you to shreds and maul you.
I wouldn't be near no bear.
It's not the point. The point, you're still missing the point.
I am missing it totally.
If you stand in front of a bear, I'm sure you'd be stricken with fear, like, oh my God, this animal could kill me. You would feel like you wouldn't think about, hey, I could fight him and win.
How does a bear?
Just listen to me. I'm talking about the feeling. If you could feel that sense of danger, you could still feel.
I don't get those negative.
Even think of, okay, growing up. We'll use this. Growing up, everybody grew up. We grew up. You're a black man, just like I'm a black man.
Yes, sir.
I'm sure that
pure black, no brown, no sun. Pure.
I'm sure with the rules and regulations growing up in your household, you would know things you could do versus what you can't do. That your mom and dad would get upset and you would get a beating over it, or you get punished over it.
Now I want to understand. I want to follow you now.
If you would know what you would do in your household that would get you an ass whooping. I don't know. I didn't grow up in your house, so only you would know. Where is this? But my point was,
I can't agree all.
No, because you know the do's and don't do's. You know the do's and don't do's versus.
Finish the point that I would say yes or no.
All right, you know in your household what would get you an ass whooping. If you did this would get you an ass whooping.
All right, keep on. I want to hear you going.
So therefore, you have a choice. Either you're gonna do it and take the consequences of thinking you could get away with it, versus you know what, if I don't want that ass whooping and I do get caught and it does come up, I'd rather not do it. The same with robbing a bank. There's only two choices that can happen. I can get away with it. It's about knowing the feelings that happened about, hey, I know if I do this, I'm not going to get a favorable response for that. It's about knowing who you're dealing with.
You totally lost me.
Only because you strike me, and don't take offense to this, you strike me as one of those people that you would know that, hey, I don't qualify for this, or this isn't right for me to do, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to ignore that voice because I feel like.
Because I wouldn't put that. I don't qualify for it. That doesn't.
I'm sorry, I'm using the wrong words, but regardless, I'm just trying to say, you know that that's not good for you to do, or it's not going to be favorable.
But I don't think like that.
Okay, so you think that a 70-year-old you could get a 90.
Wait a while.
Again, I'm using an example. You think a 70-year-old would have something for a person that's in a prime, 22 or 23 years old, and she's basically like in the start of her modeling career. You think she's really going to settle for a 70-year-old guy?
First of all, not a 70. First of all, it wouldn't be a she, it would be he.
I'm using a term we could all somewhat be familiar with, but in this case, no, you can make the analogy to appropriate what would be for you.
I have no problem talking to a 25-year-old.
Of course you don't. But what if he has a problem talking to you?
We'll find out. But see, first you have to initiate the conversation. You just can't say.
So even if he's being apprehensive or like, what is this old fool doing, thinking he's talking to me? But there are people that are like that.
But of course. But the point is, if you see that, then you don't.
That's basically what I just said. That's exactly what I'm saying.
But I thought you were saying don't even attempt to talk.
No, but why would you want to waste your time with somebody who knows or who's giving you that vibe or that impression that, hey, I don't want you talking to me. Some people you could look at and be like, you know what? I get the mess. I get the hint. You don't even have to say it. You feel it and you know.
It's also it plays both ways. It's like, why is a little young whippersnapper trying to get some tips out of my pocket? It goes both ways, you know what I'm saying? It's like, young man, I can be your grandfather. Why are you trying to talk to me? Oh, I like granddaddies. I like sugar daddies. It goes both ways, correct?
Well, sugar daddies because obviously you're there for a reason. There's an establishment. But no, in the laws of attraction, we're talking about attraction. It's mostly older people who tend to find younger people more attractive. I'm not saying that there's not a demographic or a certain amount of younger people who would go for an older person. They are, but there's not very many of them out there.
Have you taken a survey
I won't say it's true. I don't see it that many times happen. If that's the case, I get approached mostly by people who twice my age, more so than I get approached by people who are my age.
Okay, maybe because you're in certain locations, maybe.
No, I used to
certain
think
venues.
I used to think that way, but Randy said right at you, DNA.
What does that mean?
I think with what you just said, you must have said something that he agreed with.
Oh, right, that's what it means, right at you?
Mm-hmm. But basically, like I said, I make it my point to know, certain things. Like, for instance, I even say in sports, I never underestimate myself in sports, and I always get myself, the best. But I can tell that certain people could be either just as good or better than me. I recognize competition. As a sport, I'm competitive. That I make sure to see who could be just as good as me. If we're running track, I could tell if somebody could outrun me versus I could run circles around them because I pay attention to how fit you are and what you could possibly be and stuff like that. And like I said, I'm always keeping an eye out on competition and not just in sports.
We're talking about dates and
Again,
about sports.
Speaking
of dates, now, what are some of those dating apps and stuff
like Jacked and Grinder?
Well, it's Jacked, Grinder.
Mm-hmm.
What's that about?
Tinder, Black Gay Chat, Chappy,
Adam.
All those things. I stopped using them since 2007.
Why?
Waste of time, catfish too many times. I've been stood up, I've been lied to, or basically.
But couldn't you go on like a site where isn't FaceTime? You both see each other.
Yeah, nowadays you do, but I done got so jaded before they came up with those abilities that I'd rather not waste my time. I'd rather go in person because even in the Face app you can kind of lie. But if I see you in the club in the bar, and mind you, you don't know I'm there watching you, then I get to actually see the true you and how you move and how you react.
How many young people are actually in bars as opposed to clubs?
You'd be surprised if anybody was 21 or older. Because when I turned 21, I couldn't wait to get in the bar. Because
you're a drinker?
Not now. When I was younger, I was more of a drinker.
My drinks are treated as drinks. If you get into personal,
nah. When I was younger, I was afforded the liberty of people buying me drinks. Nowadays, I guess.
I'm sure it wasn't guys your age buying you drinks.
I beg to differ.
If you're 21, you tell me you're 21, you're gonna be buying me a drink as opposed to a 51.
Yeah. A friend who brought in my 21st birthday with me was.
No. You buy yourself in the bar. Now, who is more likely to buy you a drink? A 51-year-old or a 21-year-old? And you're both 21-year-olds are looking gorgeous and fine and beautiful black men. Now, who's gonna buy you a drink? 50-year-old or 21-year-old?
You remember what you said? Did you do statistics? I say, listen, I get
life experience.
I got the best of both worlds. Younger people bought me drinks, not just because I was just the hottest, youngest thing. And basically, it was like, wow, you're hot, I'm hot, and I want to get to you. So out of respect, I want to keep you here to maybe to talk to me and say things. So I'll get us a round of drinks. So.
Okay, so you've been to a bar, say 100 times. Out of 100 times, how many 51 plus offered to buy you a drink as opposed to a 21 plus?
It was pretty much the same for me.
50-50? Okay.
It all depends on their desire.
I wouldn't offer no 51-year-old a drink.
Even if he looked as good or looked better than what you would think him being 51. What if he don't look 51? What if he looked like 35 or 36 like me? I mean, well, I'm 37.
You know what's funny? Because you how old are you?
37.
I had a rule. My rule was, and you made me break all the rules I had because my rule was.
I'm a rule breaker.
My rule was 18 to 30. And now you're 37 looking good like that. I gotta rethink my whole a rating system now. You know?
I done screwed up the power system. I know.
Well, at certain events, we won't get into particulars. At certain events, some foolish promoters, myself being one of them, we used to have all these stipulations, and they talked about it at that meeting I took you to on Riverside. We talked about all these crazy rules.
It's because it's maturity. Because you don't think that people at a certain age is not mature, but then when you see somebody, you find out they're this age, but then they have this level of conversation to be able to keep and be mature.
It's not even a conversation. It's like the look. It's like, wow, I would thought you were 25, not 37. You know what I'm saying? So you know the rules I'm talking about, right?
The age rule, yeah.
Yeah, the age rule one, and they had like 5 other rules too. Well, let's get to the age rule. All the promoters, including myself, we all foolishly, and I think I wrote the rule book. And I probably was the second one to write the rule book. But anyway, I rewrote the rule book. So now, even today, the promoters, because I'm on the sidelines now, even today, promoters still put those stupid rules into effect. Now, think about it. Those rules have been in effect for almost 25 years. Since 1990, that's whatever year that is, 1990 to the present. So that's when the rules were in effect. There's like 1990, that's used as an easy number, right? So now today's promoters are using those same stupid guidelines and the rules, and they're 20 years old. They are 20 years older themselves. So if they were promoters at age 25, now they're 45. That means you can't get in your own party. Because you're over the age limit. You know
well, of course they'll bend the rules so it could say, oh, they don't apply because what makes you the exception. If that's the case. If you're an exception, that means there's other exceptions that you gotta make room for too.
But I know, being that you're 37, looking like you're 27, there's got to be at least 1 million guys out there like you, and they're reading this flyer, they're reading this on the internet. Oh, they don't want me there because I'm 37. It says 18 to 25. 18 to 30. I guess I'm 7 years too old.
Listen.
No. If you saw something on the internet,
I would kind of take offense to it and feel what's
would you go? Would you say, oh, they're gonna turn me away? I'm too old. Would you think like that? They'll turn me away. I'm too old.
No, I would actually still go and fuck up the place, like you said.
But I'm just saying, suppose they're that stupid to say, let me see your ID, and your ID says your real age.
Yeah, I wouldn't have no problem showing it, but I mean, I wouldn't show it in the sense of like I'm hoping that they would make an exception. I know they would make an exception.
That's what I want to hear. I want to hear that positiveness. I want to hear.
No, because here's my point. I don't look my age. And I'm a good-looking dude. Like,
well, why were you saying earlier that you felt a little subconscious?
I didn't feel conscious. You took the liberty to add that adjective to my vocabulary.
But the way you was explaining,
I said that based on body language. Body language means if a person gives you this, like this, I don't want to be engaged and stuff. What does that say? They don't want to talk to you.
But they put it in writing. It was on the internet. It says
no, Grant. I'm not one of those people.
30, and you still had the gall to come to the party because you're 37.
That's different than trying to talk to somebody. Here's my point. Society.
But everybody at the party is gonna be under 30.
That don't matter. Age ain't nothing but a number because they're not looking for that. They're looking for somebody to be good looking. You just said earlier
to me, why would I go talk to a 25-year-old when the age is nothing but a number, Rock? Right?
What if you're not in the same generation to keep up with that person? So therefore, what are they like? Comic books and animation and video games like me? And I don't see you doing any of those things. So how would you be able to relate to me?
We just want them in bed. We don't want to play video games with them. Oh, you want video games? Here's an American Express. Buy whatever you want to buy and bring back my card. Matter of fact, I'll give you your own card. That's all. I mean,
there won't be anything. There won't be any conversation.
Bring your friends over. Suppose your friends that ain't taking over. Go play video games. What? Oh, the TV too small? Okay, go to 75. Go get a 75 cents. 75 cents. Go get a 75-inch TV because the 32 is too small. Get a 75-inch TV. Have fun with your friends. That's what I'm talking about.
So see, again,
I don't want to play no video games.
In this day and age, if you don't know how to relate to somebody you feel like you have an attraction to and you want sex to be your end goal, you're going to have to learn how to get into it.
It's not all about sex. I
said if you want sex to be your end goal. I said if.
That's one of the end goals. There's other things too.
Yeah, but if your end goal is based because you want to be in some cute, attractive, young cutie, you got to learn how to fit into that person's world. If you don't know how to fit into that world, you're not going to get that person.
I'm going to give you this. I read this book. I can't get the name of the book. There was this book I read in college. Where you going?
My charger.
Okay, well, I'll wait till you come back. Anyway, we're down here live on DNAradio.net. We're now into the Venus versus Mars hour. They usually come on at 8. Let me read off the schedule right now while I'm here. Hold on. Remind me, I want to tell you about this book I read in college. Because you made up something. You said something I want to discuss that real quick. Okay, let me get my little notes here for our schedule. Okay, here we are. DNAradio.net, the #1 internet radio station in the world. DNAradio.net, that's us. We play the best new music all day, every day, 24 hours a day. This is not just a one-day radio station or a one-day show. We are here 24 hours a day, every day, all day. Now, our live shows for Saturdays are as follows. At 4 p.m., we have Film, Food, and More, and that's hosted by my good friend Damien. I call him D, that's Damien. At 5 p.m., we have Love and Lust, starring Red Spice and her co-host Wiz. At 6:30 p.m., we have BU and BU Nation, starring Rockman. You're listening to him right now. At 8 p.m., we have Venus versus Mars, starring Wiz and Charms, and we're on their time schedule right now for the overtime. And at 9:30 p.m., we go to California with the True School Show, Knowledge Not Garbage, starring Natesky 225. That is the lineup for our live shows on Saturdays. And we're reorganizing the other shows in the course of the week, but that's our Saturday lineup. And here's my good friend, Rockman.
Yes, sir.
Now, I was going to tell you a little story.
Thank you, Derek. What's going on, Andre?
You want to read some comments?
Yeah. Well, this one's a personal one, but
okay. Give me personal.
Well, no. I mean, I don't mind saying it with you. But you
got 4 million listeners all over the world listening in. It's like me.
Oh yeah, you're not the only person I'm trying to entertain. Yeah.
Well, you're trying to entertain. No, my brother. Keep it clean.
Let's keep it gangster. But yeah, shout out to my twin over there. You know you are, Mr. Pie.
You have a twin?
Yeah.
You have a twin for real?
No, I have 2 lookalikes, and I have a dark skin version of me.
And they're your age?
Built just like me, yeah.
37?
Mm-hmm. I'm older than them. They won't be 37 to the end of the year.
Yummy. Okay, should I call the Marriott or book the penthouse suite? Who's Randy? Somebody said
oh yeah, he's been commenting. Now I want to say thank you, Randy, for some of your comments and some of your feedbacks over here, Randy Graham.
Okay. Any more comments on Facebook you want to read on?
So far only him. He was just basically keeping up with the topic that we was talking about. Oh yeah, again, for those who just tuning in, the topic is self-control while dating or in a committed relationship, and a man's man and a ladies' man, which is basically the same thing, except for a ladies' man is a man who's popular with the ladies, and a man's man is a man who's more popular with the fellas. I happen to be both, because not just because I deal with men and women, but because I have qualities, and it did start off from me initially and originally being a ladies' man.
Did you have female friends and not want to take them to bed?
I would say now I probably can, but I was able to do that since 22 or 23. But it's hard because a woman told me, especially a female who I was attracted to, and then especially with women, the minute you tell me you have somebody, automatic friend zone, I'm already prepared for that, and it's like it's not a bother for me. And I don't like that type of competition. Like if I know you have somebody, whatever interest I had in you, I lost it. But I was trying to be cool with this female. Like I was really digging her in the vibe, like yo. And when she told me she had somebody, I respect that. I was like, cool, I could be her friend, because I was into her so much that like maybe I could learn something. Maybe through her being my friend, I could learn the skills necessary to talk to a woman who I found as attractive as I found her. That hopefully I could find somebody else who's single and who has the time to facilitate and take what I have to offer. I'm going to put that towards that person. But she was like, no, we can't be friends, because you're probably trying to push up on me, But I was like, you just told me you had a man. Like, why would I want to push up when you have a man? Why would I waste my time? You're going home to somebody. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to fight it. What up, Anthony? I hope you had fun at that pool party. I wanted to come with you, but, I'm here.
They didn't do any videos? All these cameras out there.
But then we can't have me there, because I'm camera shy.
You're a good swimmer?
Oh yeah, I love the water.
What kind of bathing suits? It's called bathing suits?
I wear trunks. I don't wear suits. I don't like Speedos, because Speedos don't hide much. And
why are you hiding it? certain.
You familiar with the term? Not for everybody.
You don't.
Not for your eyes.
Not for your eyes. I mean, no means no, right?
Pretty much.
But they can look. If they were looking, how is that hurting you? If you say don't touch, no, but enjoy the view.
No, you could look. I do believe.
Enjoy the view.
Look, I do like that philosophy.
Look,
but don't touch, or take a picture, or last one. No, but it.
You allow me to take pictures of you?
No.
Oh, okay.
Hell to the no.
Did you say pictures last month?
No, I mean that's just my expression of saying like don't be staring like damn. If you take a picture, you can look at it as long as you like, but don't be staring at me live like as if like you could get me. That's the only reason why I don't like to advertise because I admire things, but I'm not like this. That's kind of creepy when if you're interested in somebody and you're doing nothing but this. And they don't avert their gaze, they don't do nothing, they don't play. They're just sitting there like, I'd rather you say something or have a conversation, but don't be like this. Yeah, there's some people who are bold enough to do that.
Well, because going back to your original situation, you were saying about they just think they can't speak to this individual because of the rules you put up or society put up. Right?
I don't say societal things. I think it's something, again, it's an inner voice that tells us that, hey, should we do this? And again, like I said, I know my analogy sounds crazy to you, but the best one I think I could cut, and I won't use no more after this. I'll say robbing a bank. Remember, there's two options that can happen if you rob a bank. Either you're gonna get away with it and you have to stay gone for the rest of your life, or you're gonna get caught and locked in jail for the rest of your life. Those are the only two options. So now, let's say you don't want the jail option to be an option. There's only two ways you can avoid jail. Either don't rob the bank at all and work like everybody else, or make sure you run over your plans correctly and it's fail-proof and foolproof that you won't get caught. Don't get caught. Because if you get caught, nobody wants to hear your complaint about, oh, this, oh, woe's me, oh, I should have did this and did. You should have, you could have, you would have, but you didn't. That ass is locked up in jail. Now what are you going to do? If you want to avoid those, perfect example, what you said, you won't be in a place where a bear is, so therefore a bear will never attack you. A shark can never attack you if you don't swim in the ocean, am I correct? So if you fear about getting your life taken by a shark, don't go to places where sharks are at. So my point is about rejection or being turned down or knowing the quarry that you're chasing. I know I'm not going to catch a rabbit. A rabbit's too fast. I'm too big. I'm like at least 50 times bigger than a rabbit. So a rabbit could easily outrun me and outmaneuver me to get away.
What point are you making, Mr. Rockman?
That when you come to conclusion to yourself, only you yourself could tell you, hey, look, this may not work out good. Whatever it is I'm going for, whatever the case may be, I don't care what it is. Whatever your agenda is, you would know if you have a chance to be successful versus none. But we tend to, some of us most powerful, oh, you said about arrogance? Right there, that's arrogance. When you don't listen to that voice about saying, I know I shouldn't do this, but I'm going to do it anyway.
I want to see it in writing. Tell me, no, don't look at me. I don't want to assume that I can't look at you.
No, what if she gives you a look back, like what the fuck is he looking at, like, and then they turn away like as if like go away type stuff. How do you not read that as
obvious? That's obvious.
Yeah, but a lot of times, even sometimes there's other subtle things that people could do that could still equal the same thing. That's just one of the more, like you said, obvious points that could be made. But some of the subtle things, again, when you're talking to the back of somebody's head, that says they don't want to talk to you. And women are notorious that men do it too, but women are they're the driving force behind that. You could talk to her, you could be a gentleman, you could approach her with the way that another disrespectful man wouldn't have approached her that way, and give her the utmost respect. And guess what? You're still talking to the back of that head.
Then why even talk? Right?
That's my whole point. That's my whole point.
So I'm giving you a scenario once you finish your point.
What up, Kenny? What up, Jamal? That's my point. Anybody can give you any kind of sign or language that says, I don't want to talk to you, or you're not my type.
Okay. I don't control. Finish.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what is, 18 and up is probably your limit, right? 18 and up?
No, I like maturity, so I would preferably go for maybe 25 or 26.
Okay, let's say you go to the supermarket, that's gonna remain nameless, right? You go to the supermarket, you see this cute cashier, okay? You're a regular at the supermarket, you know the person's new. Okay, you speak just because you speak to your fellow black brother, like, how you doing? How you doing? That's out of courtesy. And then the next time you go to the supermarket, the person speaks to you first. But you're 30 something and they're 19, 20. And every time you go, they always speak first. Now, are they just being friendly or what?
I think it is friendly because first of all,
But okay, they give you certain looks. There are certain looks in the eyes that men on men do. Right? I mean, it took me years to realize this. I'm slow. So
I'm a little dense too, so don't feel bad.
Okay, so now I understand the look in the eyes. I didn't know before. It took me I only learned about this maybe 5 years ago. And that, at my age, it's like, you miss half your life. How do you not know this stuff? But anyway, so you go to the supermarket, and every time they speak. Now, do you hold a conversation with the individual, or you just constantly just go, hey, how you doing? Keep on moving. What would you do?
It would depend on my mood. Like, if I feel like I can have a conversation, then yeah, I'll have a conversation. But if I feel like...
But they're working.
Well, they had a conversation with me. I was a cashier and worked at grocery store. I was the cute supermarket guy too before.
So you okay, granted, while you're there taking care of your business in terms of paying for your items, you can hold a quickie conversation, but you just can't stand on the side and hold a conversation while you're trying to ring up.
No, unless we were personal friends, but that would change the scenario.
No. You saw them when they first started.
Now, if I don't know them and there's like an interest, then it's different. I'm going to handle that scenario differently because I'm attracted to them or they're working. I don't like to be a distraction to people at work because they're busy and then people are watching. I don't like to be watched, and unless I'm getting paid. But I just try to do it in a place where I want to get that person to himself, where I could talk and say the things I would want to say that I couldn't say in front of a crowd of people.
So this 19-year-old, 20-year-old is too young, even though they always speak to you, but just keep it moving. You wouldn't know no kind of type of.
Nope, it won't go past that. It'll be just a general thing about just regular. You're just my neighborhood store clerk.
Okay, even though you can tell there's a little more in there. Cute eyes
No, and I won't let it go past that because that's if I knew their age. Now, if I don't know their age, I'm going to talk to them as if they are 25 or 26.
Okay.
I can't tell black on crack. I don't look my age, so like, what do I look like? Assuming somebody is, you don't reach the limit of da. Now, if they told me and they came up to a conversation, they happened to tell me, they're 19 or 20.
6 months later, you had a nice conversation.
No.
Nice
I would find that out before, and not because of, and not for that. Eventually, yeah, I would be like,
yo. Make sure they're legal, right?
Not even just for that, just for the simple fact of just the general basic. I just want to be curious as to, maybe what generation you come from. I don't want to say something that sounds like.
I don't do that. That's a lie. I do that. I do that.
You do it, but you don't realize you do.
No, I do it. Sometimes I do it on purpose to make sure they're legal.
Now, I wouldn't do that. The vibe is there, but then eventually it's going to come to a point that, let's say we decide to go out to dinner and go on a date or something like that. And of course, dinner date means we're sitting across from each other and we're talking with the person. It could be either way. More than likely it would be, because I don't believe I'm old school. Like, yeah, if we're going on dates, we're both going to contribute towards that. If that's the case, then if you're not doing that, I'm not spending money on somebody who I didn't really invest in. Then I'll come to your house, and if you cook dinner, I'll buy stuff to I'll buy the wine, or I'll buy something so we can have a nice evening at your crib or at my crib or something like that. But if we're going out, no, that has to pay half.
Okay, well, you make is that clear up front?
Unless I decide to initiate it and I say, yo, let's go out to eat somewhere and stuff like that. And if I initiate, then pretty much by proper etiquette means, since I offered, that means I should be the one who paid, since I offered and brought it to the table.
I'm putting on the Facebook headphones over the little delay. You'll see how it's coming out over Facebook. You keep talking.
Mm-hmm. So then, I just learned the proper things of learning how, of how to have proper etiquette to approach things, and I try to approach situations the way I would want a situation to be approached to me. If somebody else is going to bring it to me, hey, what up, Harry, Kareem? Oh wow. Well, for those who just tuned in, I'm talking about a man's man, a lady's man, and self-control in a relationship or if you're dating. Um,
It sounds pretty. It sounds clear on the radio. But it sounds clear on Facebook also. Because it sounds clear on the radio. I guess if I'm talking right into the mic, I'm supposed to be on the production. So, interesting. I have some other notes on here. Let me see. Enjoy the view, right?
mm-hmm.
Would you walk around with it? I seen this T-shirt. It says, "Say hello, I don't bite." Would you walk around with a shirt like that?
Yeah, I could walk around with something friendly like that. Like,
Interesting. Okay.
I mean, because it'll definitely break the ice and make people want to like, hey, like that's pretty engaging. So let me see what he's about.
Who do you think would attract more of the guys you don't want to talk to?
Listen, then I don't have to wear that shirt. All I gotta do is just come out there, and people who I would never. Thank you, Harry. Thank you, man. Like when I have my relaxed face to people looks like I have an attitude when I'm upset. Just like when I'm not smiling, that's like.
Okay.
People say like, "What's wrong? You upset? You up?" They always used to me seeing like this. Like I have to be smiling. So I'm like, why? So I have to be smiling in order for people to think that there's nothing going on and nothing wrong. So and the people who I wouldn't, get a time of day to, or who I wouldn't find attractive like that, they're the people who tend to approach me or say something or say the stupid thing that would actually get me to smile. Like I'm not mean like that. Like, wow, you think I'm mean? I'm like, nah, I don't be mean mugging people. Like like. And like they would say things like that, and then boom, now they got what they wanted, a conversation. I'm like, okay, like it's easy to approach me. I'm approachable. Like anybody can have a conversation with me, as long as you're not small talk. I don't like small talk, but if you're gonna approach me, talk to something with. I like people who have a little bit of candor, and like don't beat around the bush. Just be direct. If you're direct with me, you're more likely to get a favorable response as far as like just engaging with me. Period. Rather than me just saying go away.
I heard this in a movie years ago, and it stuck with me. Answer this, please, okay? I don't know if it's called a riddle or not. I don't know what it's called. It says, "Does never being happy means always being sad? Does never being happy means always being sad?" You understand what I'm saying?
I think so.
It was a gay guy in a movie, and he was talking to his platonic girlfriend. You go to school and the girl's your girlfriend. But you go to school.
Mm-hmm.
So and he was telling her, "Does never being happy means always being sad?" How would you answer that? Does that resonate with you at all?
Not really, but I'm gonna give it a shot. If you're not, if you're not happy, that doesn't mean you're sad. You can just be neutral and just nothing is particularly going on where you don't feel strongly about something, but you don't feel weak about something. You fall on the spectrum, but basically, I would say your mood is basically neutral. And it depends on because everybody has a difference or a different meaning to what happiness is. And happiness is not I forgot how it says, so forgive me if I'm wrong, but I've seen it on Facebook. It was
fake news. Facebook is fake news. Fake book. Call it a fake book. I'm sorry, go on.
But just like jokes, even certain jokes have some reality to it too, or some truth behind it, or some hidden truth behind it. But basically, you don't have to be smiling and particularly happy about something to actually be happy about something. You can have a joy, you can have an inner joy that you're excited about something. Like, granted, okay, if I won like $500,000, oh, I'm gonna be doing backflips and cartwheels down the fucking street, or I'll go right down Lenox Avenue right now. But versus if I won like $50, I'm not gonna like hoop ha and hoop, all over the place and stuff like that. But I am happy I won $50. That's $50 I didn't have in my pocket. But I'm not gonna sit there and like hoop and holler and scream and make a big deal out of it. But that doesn't mean I'm not happy.
If you lost $50, how would you feel?
Oh, I'm gonna be upset, and I'm going to show it.
But not sad. Just be upset.
Well, yeah, I'm a little disappointed and upset. Like, damn, how the fuck I lose $50? Or like that's $50 I'm out of now, or I'm gonna have to find some way to get that $50 back. Because
is joy and happy the same thing?
No.
You want to?
They're cousins. They have similar meanings, but no.
They're not twins.
No. like how can I say it? I'm gonna try to use my words.
You don't have to answer unless you want to.
I believe the difference between joy and happiness. I believe joy is something that lives with you and is with you on a day-to-day basis, and you can find joy in anywhere versus happiness. You're not going to always find happiness in everything or everything that life has to offer.
What's more important, happiness or joy?
I say joy. Happiness is more of and it's what you make of it. Like some people enjoy going to the comfort zone or a sex party.
You stop putting the sex party next to the word comfort zone.
You notice I said or. I said or, meaning you have a
the
choice.
Comfort zone is a dignified establishment.
Yes, it is. And I have the satisfaction and the beautiful joy of working for that establishment. Now, it didn't bring me happiness, but it brought me joy because it helped me build up my people skills and see things and see the need with people, so that people told me things that I was able to do things as a worker, that I was able to say, oh, I come to DNA and bring this to your idea, and DNA made this idea happen. Now the people are happy because they expressed something to me that I was able to bring it to somebody who made it possible.
Do you want to talk about the idea or it's too TMI?
It was basically about like how we could do to better run the places. Like for instance, we had certain nights where we specified or catered to this demographic of people.
Do you actually think it should be segregated nights?
Sometimes I think we should offer, I wouldn't say segregate, but we should offer specific. So if somebody specifically wants to come there to specifically see this, they could, versus that at any given night on a regular night, like all is welcome. If you got 10 or 20 bucks, then you're welcome. But then to have it like that, because some people sometimes specifically want to see specific people.
But if the place has 1,000 people, okay? And that 1,000 people, there are, let's say, 80% people like yourself, and 20% people like myself. Now, why does that bother you? If 80% of the crowd are nice young guys under 40, and 20% of the crowd are distinguished gentlemen over 50, why would that bother anyone? When you have
vibe, chemistry,
when you have at least 5,000, now if you have 600 square feet, then you have a problem. But if you have 5,000 square feet of nice, comfortable space, I would think 5,000 square feet is enough space for everybody to enjoy themselves without feeling like they're in the wrong environment.
It depends on the individual. That's basically what it boils down to.
But you were just talking about there should be segregation.
I didn't say there should. I said there should be an option, so that if, let's just say, I don't want to go on a night where there may be those things, that at least I have a better chance.
Those things? I want to get to what you say. Those things?
Okay. Certain individuals that you would not really fancy or want to run into. And
on a subway, Rock, you run into them on a subway? You paid your way on the subway?
Yeah, but at the same time, they're not in your face trying to have sex with you either.
I've heard rumors on the subways now. Okay, so all I'm saying, so you still have that state of mind that there should be segregation at these events.
No, nobody said there should be anything. All I said was that if they happen to offer it, I would probably more than likely show up on those nights that was specified. But whether specifically, I want to meet a specific type of guy, and I can't meet them if they're in this generation because they don't exist in that generation.
Well, no, I'm saying I gave you the numbers. 80% of the guys you would like to meet.
I'm not looking at the numbers. I'm just looking at the fact is I'd rather go to a place that they offer. Like, think about when they say ladies' night. Most women would go to these clubs that say that because why they're catering for ladies, for them to have it their way and have what they want.
Well, ladies doesn't mean there's no men.
I didn't say that either.
Ladies get it free. That's what
and my point was, let's just say there was a place that was way better than that, but it's not ladies' night. Would you go to that better place, or would you go to the place that's offering and honoring ladies' night?
Well, all ladies night, I believe, means that ladies getting free.
And they're catering more towards women.
Well,
What they may want. I'm not talking about in terms of looking, but I'm going to get back to my point. But what I'm trying to say was that, and let's just say the drinks are perfectly on ladies' night. The ladies' night place is offering free drinks as well as free admission for women. Versus the other place where maybe high, and you might see the kind of people you might want to be, but you're going to have to pay. What would you do? Would you choose the place that might have a better facility, but you have to pay, versus something that's offering for free? See, but then I see you rubbing your little hand, like, 'cause you hear this free stuff. This free stuff is really speaking to you, because now you're making a choice. Now, if you had the option.
No, I'm trying to give you sound effects.
Now, but the point is, what if I did go to a place where it wasn't segregated, but then, again, you just stated a scenario about, okay, what if there's predominantly more of this and that? I'm not taking that risk, because I've taken that risk many times where it wasn't like that, because then even the 80% of the people who I would go for, mainly the gentlemen, like you said, what if they have attitude, they snobbish or stuck up, or better yet, what about our friends with the Sun people? I'm not gonna give no names, but let's just say what if they was the people and they was in there? I wouldn't want to go there.
If that crowd's over 50, right?
But not just that, but let's just say with that mentality, that mindset. To me, that's a turnoff. When you come like, where's all my Sun people? Calling all the Sun people. If you're on that, so I don't want to talk to. I don't want to be your option. I want to be invisible. So the only way I can be invisible is to go to that facility when those kind of people aren't present.
So would you travel the subway system when those people are not on the subway?
No, in the subway.
Did Facebook stop?
No,
Facebook right there in front of you.
No, it's still on.
So you still believe in segregated?
I don't believe it. No. I believe if it's an option, I'll go there. But then there is no option, meaning that there's no other outlets, then I'll just go to where the outlet it's allotted to me that I have to. So if they there, like I hate to say, so think about the adult bookstores and stuff. That's a perfect example.
They still exist?
Yeah, they do.
But Giuliani closed them all down.
No, he closed most of the bathhouses down, but I don't know about those other
places. No, he actually didn't touch those places.
No, he did.
No, Koch did.
Well, whoever did, they were responsible. So now we don't have no good places to, frequently congregate. But basically, yeah, let's just say those adult video stores. They tend to have tons of people who I would never want to like. And then there's times I went there in my past where I was the youngest, hottest thing there.
One or one of many?
One. I'm the only one. Not all the time. Sometimes I've had others, but then here's the point.
Well, why would a young cutie go there anyway? There's so many other options to go to.
How about there's not very many options? Because trust me, there was.
This is New York City. I was talking to a colleague, and he went to that event with me. I won't call the organization's name. But it was more of them than us there. And I asked him, what
up, Warbucks?
I asked the guy who was the executive director, I asked him what city. Well, how do I rephrase the question? Well, the question was about San Francisco and New York. Because I thought San Francisco was a bigger gay population than New York.
They said Atlanta has the biggest, and then I think they said that we're next.
Well, I think in terms of numbers, it's probably New York. I think one project probably has more people in one project than all of Atlanta.
What we talking about, gay people?
Oh, okay, black gays. Okay.
Well, I was just talking about gay, period. But yeah, well, I guess you say black gays.
In Atlanta. The question here was gays. I was a businessman trying to calculate numbers. So I thought I would say, was it San Francisco or was it New York? And I just looked on the internet. I think my memory serves me right. I think Brooklyn, the borough, has more people. There are more people, more total people in Brooklyn, which is a borough of the Brooklyn of New York, than all of San Francisco, a city. There are more people, 2-point-something million, in Brooklyn than there are in all of San Francisco, which is like 400,000. So do the math. That's more than what, 5 times, right? There are 5 times many more people in Brooklyn than there are in all of San Francisco. And I'm going, wow. And if that was updated information, I was looking at Wikipedia. Anyway, okay, I'm going back and forth with these notes I had in front of me. Now, do you prefer the beach or the pool?
I prefer the pool.
Yeah, me too. I never liked
unless
sand.
no, if it's like a Caribbean or tropical place or one of those, like Santo Domingo or something like that, and Cancun, like yeah, because those where the water there is beautiful, and then of course having
It's nice in Miami. You ever been to Miami? Well,
I never been there. I've yet to be in those places. I'm looking, so hopefully anybody in different cities and states, if you're trying to give me good first time experiences, yes, invite me to one of these beaches. I want to go scuba diving. I want to swim with fish and dolphins and all that crazy shit.
Are you soliciting things on this radio station?
No, sir.
Okay, raided by the cops and we're soliciting. What was that? Public, whatever the word is.
I like to look at it as a business proposition, for traveling. So if somebody wants to
traveling companions?
Yeah.
You would have, if anyone's looking for a sexy, cute, young travel companion, call 1-800-ROCK. Toll free, right? Toll free number. Okay, I actually.
What up, Elijah? What up, Teddy?
So what are we gonna do about this circle jerk I was trying to organize?
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll put the word out one day.
Let's actually go on Facebook right now. All those who want to come to a circle jerk in about 3 hours.
There's not enough of them on right now.
I'm joking, y'all. I'm only joking. Hello. I'm only joking. Now, I've never been part of a circle jerk.
Me neither. I've heard of it. No, they have them for us too. It's just I just never been a part of one.
Most of those guys are straight for the most part. They're not even.
Yeah, no, exactly, and they just like the idea of that energy and stuff, and then after that they go home and fuck their lives.
Right. They don't even touch each other. They're just jerking off in front of each other to see different techniques as go. But that's like boring.
There you go with that word again.
That should be a ringtone, right? Boring. Can I put a trademark on that?
A Virgo told me that when I said that. He's like, so you wouldn't go this, da 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 da, and that was when I was talking about anal sex. As soon as I said that and I told what it was, I said, first of all, I gotta be committed to want to do that, especially with a dude. He was like,
I'm lost now.
We was talking about
circle jerk?
No, anal sex.
Somebody's asking you?
Yeah, and they asked me, my intake about it, and I said pretty much what my stand is. Like, if I'm not committed with somebody, like, I don't believe in that. Like, I can't do that. Not for my fun.
He didn't want you to do him?
No, he wanted to.
Oh, okay.
But basically, when I told him my stand, I said,
like how you have these. I can never do talk like that. I know people who can. It's like you can just do. It's amazing. You're supposed to be smart to pick it up. I'm a little slow, so. But I like how
you just like to hear the juicy details. That's
what it is?
Yeah.
You call me a dirty old man?
Dirty? I don't know about old, but dirty, yeah. Because ain't nothing about that mind of yours, because trust me, I'm sure you could just hang with the best of them. Give you somebody young and 20, you'll be 22. Yeah, I can see you moving like a 20.
I gotta bring you to the supermarket up in the Bronx. Okay, back at the ranch. So what else is on your agenda with that? Did I promote the other shows already?
I think briefly you did. When you just say about Nate Ski, you said about
I did. So Nate Ski's coming on at 9:30. Nate Ski, are you out there? Let us know what time you're coming on. We're just trying to hold down the fort for Venus versus Mars. This is an extended version of BU and BU Nation with your man Rockman in the house, in the building, as y'all said, right? In the building.
In the building tonight.
So Nate Ski, give us a cue on Facebook or call us up at headquarters. Let us know, are you starting on time in California? New York time is 9:30, 6:30 California time. Let's see what else is on the agenda in terms of, it seems like with this clown in the White House, it looks like a lot of the advances the LGBTQ community had made under President Obama might be taking a few backwards steps?
Yeah, a few steps backwards, yeah.
Thank you, that's how you say it.
I kind of see it that way too.
It's interesting. You said Robertson out? Robertson in the room?
I don't know if he's still there, but I saw.
He came in for me?
Yeah.
Okay. So, what's up to all our Facebook people, and what's up to the radio station around the world? This is DNAradio.net. We're here live on BU and BU Nation with your host, Rockman, my good friend Rockman. We're on YouTube Live. We were temporarily on Tiny Chat, video live chat rooms for a minute, but we're having problems with that. Facebook is still live and YouTube is live. I think Instagram is still running also now.
Yeah, hopefully.
So, this BU Nation, do you have any kind of vision for BU Nation? Like, what's, or is this confidential, is private, or TMI, or what?
Well, yeah, I think one of my big end goals would be to help people feel more freer with themselves and their sexuality. Sex is something that we all own, humans, male or female, and then nobody owns the right as to where love could come from and who it should come from. If two people and their hearts and their minds and their spirits connect, like, and they happen to be two women or two men, like, why is that an issue? You know, I understand it's not for everybody, but live and let live. Let other people have their choice of what it is. Some people find it more comforting talking to the same sex versus, like I said, when I read my definition of what a man's man is, basically, it says a man's man is a man um, who is more popular and or at ease with other men than women. Like, I happen to fall in that category.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I didn't understand it before. So he feels more comfortable in the all-male environment.
Yeah, sometimes they're not. How would I say? A man's man could be a man's man without actually being LGBTQ or same gender loving. They could still be where I believe there's a certain graphic or demographic of men who they're spiritually attracted to other men, but that doesn't mean they're not physically or sexually.
Yeah, sports clubs, man cave, man cave. Isn't a man cave for dudes to hang out with each other?
Pretty much.
No women are basically there.
Nacy said, yeah, he will start at 9:30.
Okay, gives us less than 15 minutes.
All right, Nate, we got you. Thank you.
Okay.
What about those?
So a man cave is usually where dudes will be hanging out. Right?
Basically like a sanctuary for men that would cater for men with things like that, where we have like a nice little bar, a pool table, maybe a little arcade type thing, or maybe even what do they call it, like a what is that blasted thing I'm thinking about? I want to say something like maybe like a I won't say like a workbench, but like a place where you can have tools and do something like maybe like make fixtures or doors or stuff that men do.
I don't think that's part of a man cave, though. That's more of a garage, working garage. I think a man cave is more of a relaxing type thing. You said all other things you said was correct, but to have a workbench, I don't think so. Well, I don't know.
Well, basically, that's just my way of revolving around things that like cater for men. Yes.
I disagree because I know what you're saying, but I hate following what society says is for manly things. I have no problem seeing a woman doing woodworking, cutting.
So tell me this: as a black man, do you think it would be a little discomforting to see a little black boy playing with Barbie dolls or doll babies?
See,
I'm asking your opinion. I'm not saying whether
I have no problem with that. I wouldn't.
But it wouldn't look weird to you though. I'm not saying that you have to say anything about it or say, little boy, stop playing with that doll. You don't have to say that. But
no,
it wouldn't strike you as odd.
No, seeing little kids. I don't like to use the term little kids because people with the wrong ideas. Seeing males, let's put males. Seeing males double dutch with other women or girls.
That's different. You're doing it with them. See, now, what if he was playing by himself? Playing like the way a little girl would play with the dolls and dress them up.
Because of society's sensitivities.
But I'm not asking for them. I'm asking for your.
No, Rock, I want you to follow me. Because we're on worldwide radio, we're on social media, and you have all kinds of wicked ears out there who like to twist our conversation. Mm-hmm. And when you say, what you just said, I don't even want to dignify it, not on your part, but on wicked people out there in the world who like to twist whatever we're saying and make it sound like we're saying something totally what we're not saying.
Devilish.
Devilish, wicked people out there. Oh, they're out there all over in all parts of the world, New York, New Jersey, you name it, they're out there. So I don't want to even walk on that path.
No, I totally understand. I'm totally with you.
That was my inner voice telling me, don't go down that road.
But basically, regardless of what society would normally say, I'll switch it to something else. Basically, we all could see things in this weird, and back to the same gender loving, and most those men would never admit that they might spiritually find, and again, I'll use myself as an example. I go deeper because I do find men physically and sexually attractive. Besides the spiritual part, it started off with the spiritual parts. I always seen dudes that had certain qualities and attributes that I myself didn't possess, or I can't possess it because of who I am. Like for just the energy they vibe, the swagger, how they come off. That would be along the lines of being in the category or be umbrella underneath spirituality, basically. But
it's not pretentious.
I never looked at it that way. I guess it could be.
Because I was with some straight guys, and you know how they wear their pants. They're standing in the mirror, putting their pants at a certain level so their underwear. I thought that stuff just fell off. I thought it was just natural. I didn't know they actually stood in the mirror and positioned it so it'd be just hanging at a certain degree.
Because you don't want to do too much, and it'd be like, yo, like I'm not here to advertise that. Like
I just thought it was just natural. I didn't know they actually, they stand in the mirror or they stood in the mirror. I'm telling you, straight quote unquote.
It's gotta be like, okay, right there.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm like, wait a minute, you actually plan to do this stuff? And I thought it was just all just fun. They threw it on and it just happened by chance fall down.
Nope, it's planned.
Oh, you know that? See how slow I am? I didn't know that. Oh, I'm so
but then everybody has a different reason. Sometimes I would say, I think at one point it was 50-50 where some people did it for style and for maybe the comfortability, and other people did it because they want to show off or advertise. I think now more times people do it to advertise, and it's just so sad because.
Is it advertising or following the crowd? Same thing, or two different things?
Advertising. They're advertising.
Not following the crowd. What are they advertising?
They're selling their assets.
But what are they saying? These are straight gays or guys?
I don't know what they're trying to go for. It depends on what that individual is looking for. But for the most part, I think it's for more or less to get attention. Because really, one time I was walking home from work. Mind you, I seen this dude and this female. I was like, wow, they both look good. They both for somebody who I would go for. I wouldn't mind having them both at the same time or one at a time.
That's making a threesome for Rock?
Well, I never said I wouldn't have a threesome with a man and a woman.
I'm confused, but go on. I'm sorry.
What up, Poseidon, Antoine?
Finish your thought, please.
They basically was those wheelchair ramps that they have in certain like buildings and stuff for the people to go down to wheelchair. You know how they have the railing and stuff. It's like a pole and stuff like that. So that if somebody wants to walk down there, they can walk down there too. Right. This dude, he was pursed up against the railing, and he had his pants off his ass, and the ass cheeks were just hanging over the thing. And mind you, me walking my tail ass, like it was elevated to the point that when I walked by, it was literally at my eye level. And I'm walking, I'm sitting there like, God damn, like I just.
You seen the plumber crack? The plumbers, they always do.
Listen, if I had it my way, I would have tied that little boy up and licked the crack.
Watch the word though. Watch those adjectives. Watch those adjectives. Little. White.
No, I only said little because he was shorter than me. He could have been the same age as me. Okay. But basically, I meant little in the sense of like height wise.
So you say man instead of boy.
All right.
I'm telling you, there's wicked people in New Jersey.
No, you're right.
Wicked people in New Jersey.
And you're right.
Wicked. Hear me out. Wicked. I hope Nacy's listening. There's wicked people in New Jersey who would try to twist what we say on DNA Radio and flip the script. Very wicked, evil, demonistic. Is such a word?
Made up. I get the gist of it.
They're wicked in New Jersey. Not all of New Jersey. There's certain parts of New Jersey. Wicked, evil.
Okay, I'll retract my statement from little boy. I meant to say young man.
Thank you. I like it. What's up, Nacy? What's up, Warbucks?
So the way he had his ass just pressed against sitting on that railing, I was like I mean, I'm strong. I could deal with certain things where, but in my mind was kicking my ass saying like, yo, like this should be against the law. Like to see this, like.
Why would you say against the law?
I mean,
be the law.
I mean, I enjoy it, but everything I see, trust me, that memory still kind of haunts me, but in a good way. Like, the view was awesome. It was excellent.
Where was the girl? What was she doing?
She was. What up, Shino? She was.
No,
she was in front of him talking to him. So as I walked by, I was seeing the back of him and maybe the front of her because she was facing. She was facing me. She was facing him, but I was like behind him as I was walking by. I seen him from a distance before I even got up on him and walked past him.
She wasn't even aware he's showing all these assets.
No, but mind you, I seen her stuff too. I seen her little coke bottle shape. Both of them was somebody who I would rip their clothes off in a heartbeat.
This is in Brooklyn?
Yes.
What street? I'm joking.
It was on Ralph Avenue. I mean,
go down right now.
But it was just like I was just sitting there like, if I could fight myself, I would. It was that bad. It was just like why? I mean, not why I did not have to not see it, but like why? Like, cause I hate seeing things that I can't have. When I see it, it drives me crazy. I just lose it. On the surface, I'll act like, oh, everything's cool and stuff, but in the meanwhile, there's explosions and bombs and cities getting devastated and people getting killed. Like, I mean, that's just what's happening. That's just how I process it.
So you never sat in that type of, you never would have sat, would you have sat in that same position where he was sitting?
I have, but I wouldn't have my pants off my ass the way he did. It was like he wanted you to come up to him and just grab it. Yeah, it was like I said, when I walked by it, I mean, I kept straight, but I saw my perfume. The cheeks was just like right there in my face. It was devastating. It was
yum yum yum.
It was devastating. It was earth shaking, shattering. Just this. It was just so much. Like let there have been somebody else who walked by there. I don't think they would have been able to. They would have tried to do something or try to figure out how to,
How to what? We do it together.
How to process it. I don't think anybody would learn how to process that. It'd be too much. It'd be overwhelming.
Oh, okay. At least you have the view to look at.
I still, it's in here. I unfortunately, I can't share with the world, but if you've seen that, I think a lot of people would be on their knees like, Jesus Christ.
Well, I wouldn't use that term, but it'll be a nice little thing on Facebook.
It's an expression.
But no, I don't play. But anyway, the thing is, I'll start off with 4 o'clock, and you'll take 5, and we'll alternate. Okay.
All right.
DNAradio.net, the #1 internet radio station in the world, is us. DNAradio.net. Yes, it is. We play the best new music all day, every day, 24 hours a day. Here is our live shows every Saturday. At 4 p.m., we have Film, Food, and More with our host, Damien.
Also known as D.
Yes, sir.
All right. And then at 5 o'clock, we have Love and Lust, starring Red Spice and our man Wiz.
And at 6:30, we have BU and BU Nation, starring my good friend Rock, a.k.a. Rockman, 6:30 every Saturday.
Thank you. And at 8 p.m., we have Venus versus Mars, starring Wiz and Charm.
And at 9:30 p.m., coming all the way from Los Angeles, California, we have our good friend. He has the show called The True School Show, and he says, knowledge, not garbage, starring the one and only legendary Nate Ski 225. Now, you know the 225 is like, Marble Hill up in the Bronx, 225th Street, the one train. That's Nate Ski 225, the one and only, coming on in about 2 minutes.
And I like that. I like that he incorporated something that still reminded him from where he came. Like, I wouldn't have never thought that that's what the 225 means, but now that you said it, it makes total sense.
Marble Hill, I love Marble Hill.
I would say something like, I wouldn't say 718 or 212. That's too common. So I would say something that would definitely represent Brooklyn.
Do they have numbers in Brooklyn or names?
It's mostly names. What up, Nathan? But I'm in certain sections of Brooklyn, we have sayings. Like, for instance, best I got, do or die.
Right.
I forgot what the saying in Brownsville was.
Brownsville never ran, never will.
No, that's one of them. But we have a few of them. But I forgot a couple of them.
White folks gentrification taking over. They're gonna be losing. We won't say it no more. Brownsville never ran, never will. What's the other one? Best side?
Best side is do or die.
Okay.
But the whole thing for Brooklyn, they say Brooklyn, we go hard. Either go hard or go home.
What was Manhattan? Any money making Manhattan? Yeah, money making Manhattan.
The only thing I know about Manhattan is the Big Apple, and then because Manhattan is like the mecca, whenever you talk about New York City, most people automatically think Manhattan. So I would say definitely the city that never sleeps. And yes,
but no, money making. That's what hip hop used to say back in the day. Money making Manhattan. Okay, Rock, great show, Rock.
Thank you, thank you.
Rockman, great show.
Tune again next week. I'm gonna try to come up with something fun and hopefully get more people interacting because you guys are sleeping today. But I definitely appreciate the people who viewed today. So again, if you want, just look at the things or the transcripts back then, and I'll probably do something throughout the week to kind of rehash and reiterate to get some of your feedbacks. But again, thank you, peace and love from our DNAradio.net radio station. This is BU Nation with Rock.
DNA radio, I'm listening to the radio. It plays all the hottest songs.